Hi,
Hey, welcome. Jem Ayres here.
and Madeline Monroe here. We are so grateful that you're joining us for this video. We wanted to create some space to answer any questions and to really welcome in the energy that we're calling in for May this year and really set the space ahead of time for the community that we're co-creating with you in our incredible Under 40s Festival.
So we get asked a lot of questions about this festival and we just wanted to answer some of them. One of them is, why is an under 40 sexuality gathering needed? Why have we targeted specifically the under 40s? And my answer isn't actually so much around the age, it's about gathering together of people who have a shared experience. If we've grown up in the 80s, 90s and noughties, we're going to have a very different messaging around sexuality when growing up and conditioning. And some of that is obviously going to be overlapped with other generations, but there's been so much development with internet, social media, pornography, that we are going to have different experiences. And it's just, how can we create a space where there is shared basis of information and we're all coming from the same place? And also, maybe it might be quite jarring for people to, practice quite intimate work with people who are a lot older, or, the age of their parents or their grandparents, and that's okay too. So noticing that it might be easier for people to step into this work if they're going to be working with their peers who have a shared experience.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jem, and really resonating with that as someone that went to my first festival at 23 and how I learned so much from being in an under 40s environment and how I personally felt a lot safer to explore and expand my horizons with people with a shared experience and familiarities.
Yeah, and my first experience was retreats when I was 28, and I was working with people over 50, over 60, sometimes over 70, and that was incredibly challenging for me. I'm not saying I didn't learn a hell of a lot, but as a first step, it was really quite difficult. So I think this is such a valuable space, and I've always supported it.
Yeah, and another question that we've been asked is around, like, what makes this festival different? And so Jem and I have been co-creating and having our meetings, and really with this vision of a pioneering approach to sexuality and working with the emerging movement of trauma-aware spaces and bringing that into spaces such as festival. So this is our desire, and our vision is that we're creating a space where we have awareness of the nervous system, the importance of integration, and the importance of slowing down so that things don't occur that are too much, too fast, or too soon. And we create an empowering space for you to understand and regulate your own nervous system to take on different workshops, different experiences at a place that feels good for you, rather than feeling that you've got to just jump all in or overcome your fears or push through the resistance. So creating a different experience where you come first and your choice comes first.
We're going to be working quite a lot probably on the edges of our comfort zone when it comes to sexuality. And what we want to do is to do it in a really safe and doable way, or as safe as possible. And so we will be teaching self-regulation skills about how you can navigate these spaces which honours yourself and your own process and your own rate as well. There's no comparison in this space, whether you've been doing this 10 years, 20 years, or 5 minutes. Actually, in the moment, how do you feel right now about this experience that you're stepping into?
Yeah, and so extra layers of support that we're adding that may not have been there before is a curated and chosen care team that will be headed by people that we have really chosen and seen have the skills and resources to hold the sensations and the triggers or the pieces that may come up when we relate with each other, because having relationships and intimacy is vulnerable and may bring up triggers for us. So by creating a space emotional care support team and a designated area, we hope to create an extra layer of holding and support so that you can be held through the different layers of healing, growth, and play in community.
Yeah, beautiful. And another thing that we often get asked about is inclusivity. How can we make this as inclusive as possible? And we do that with not only with the tutors that we've invited to teach, but also in our care team. We like to try and notice and reflect as many different areas and beings as possible within the infrastructure of the festival. But also we're recognising the need for things like gender neutral dormitories, for example, that we've never had, I don't think, before at Osho Leela. And also the new LGBTQ plus space, which has started before, but we're definitely encouraging it and rolling it forward, so that we're stepping away from the old school binary approach. We can really honour inclusivity as much as possible.
Yeah, and to take it a step further in a way that we can, honouring also the white privilege that we can see in the field of sexuality. And I know from my experience how many spaces that I've been into, and the majority of people have been white or look similar to myself. And so while we're working with the means that we can, we've also offered discounted ticket prices for BIPOC, so that if you identify with this group, allowing yourself to have access to these experiences so that we can increase diversity as much as we can with each festival and with each event that we run.
Beautiful. And we've also got student tickets available as well, so honouring those of us that are further in our education and maybe aren't as affluent as other age groups. So we really don't want finances to be a barrier to this experience. Osho Leela also offer volunteering tickets, so you work in exchange for a ticket or a discounted ticket. So that's always something that you can step into as well. And they're specifically looking for an under 40s workers team as well. So that is a really great opportunity.
Yeah. And celebrating you all for finding this page, finding this video. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to check out Gem and Mine pages, our website, Instagram, Facebook, just really seeing the courage that it takes to take steps towards these kind of events, especially if you've never been before. And so we're happy to hear from you and any questions that you may have.
Keep an eye on our Facebook page. Keep an eye on Osho Leela's Facebook page, because over the coming months we will be announcing the facilitators and dropping little tidbits about the workshops that we've got coming up. It's going to be beautiful. Look after yourself and see you in May.
Thank you so much, everyone.